Hey everyone, it's Pastor Jim. And a lot of people wonder, why do Christians put ashes on their forehead during the season of Lent? Well, the practice goes back to the Old Testament with the Jewish people. And when you would lose a loved one, sometimes you would put ashes on your forehead so that the whole community could tell that you were in a time of grieving. And if somebody were to walk by you, maybe they just needed to pray for you and leave you alone. That way you could mourn in silence. During times of great communal mourning, the Jewish people would actually cover the Ark of the Covenant with ashes and bring it out into the city center. That way the people could mourn there together with the presence of God. They even had a ritual for anybody who came in contact with the dead. Like if you were to touch a dead body, they had a ritual called the red heifer. Now, a red heifer is a perfect young bull with red hair. It had perfectly straight hair, and it was considered completely impure. And they would take this red heifer and they would sacrifice it. And then with the meat, they would combine cedar and scarlet red wool and hyssop together, and then they would burn the sacrifice. And then after burning the sacrifice, they would take the ashes from this and mix it with fresh spring water, and then sprinkle it on anybody who came in contact with the dead. They would sprinkle it on you. They would sprinkle it on your tent. They would sprinkle it on your clothes. And that way, giving you a ritual that can make you pure again after coming in contact with the dead. Well, I was so intrigued by this, I had to try it. So here we go. Now, I know what you're thinking. No, I didn't slaughter a young cow. I wanted to, but it seemed a little gory even for me. So I brought some leftover meatloaf for the sacrifice. So I had my cow, and then I had some cedar from cigar boxes, scarlet wool from a scarf that I cut up, and some hyssop. Now, one thing went wrong. I was trying to sacrifice the red heifer, and instead we burned the mortician's shirt and singed his arm hair. He is screaming and trying to balance the camera. Do you want to know the best part? These ashes were a purity ritual for those who came in contact with dead bodies. So it's like the Lord above sent a mighty wind and anointed this mortician. The Jewish community was strong because they knew that they needed to mourn together as a community. And our country did that after 9/11. We came together and we prayed and we mourned so that somehow God could come in and heal us again. And that's the season of Lent. You have to go through Good Friday if you want to get to Easter Sunday. So I pray God would be with you this season as you prepare yourself for the Easter resurrection.